dear students, welcome to our online class. Today we are actually going through the Unit 4 lesson number 11. I mean the last one. So this lesson is actually titled on a hospital window. Okay, I hope you all have your books with you. So today I'm not gonna read line by line of this passage. I'm just giving you the hint of the passage. That means I will give you an overview of it. Okay, so let me show some of the words that are really very important. I found it very important, so please have a look on that. So the keywords in this passage you will have that vivid. Okay, what does it mean? Vivid means vocative or authentic. Okay, overlook means overlook. That means over plus look. That means it fails to see. Okay, or goes overlook means doesn't who actually when we don't pay any heed to see anything, that actually means overlook. View means to see anything, or sight. Skyline, do you know what is skyline? Skyline means actually here in this passage the word indicates to the visible horizon. Okay, horizon means which is ramdhanu or rangdhanu. So visible horizon. So opposite means the further side. Then next means following. Roommate means someone that occupying the same place. And mind side actually means it's a power of imagination. Okay, prop means something that actually something that doesn't let you to feel, or it somehow actually it indicates something that supports you. So using prop, do you remember when actually in various competition, especially the dancing shows, we actually hear this kind of word, that prop, using the props. That means something that actually gives you support. Okay, in detail means in a vivid manner. Okay, so these were some of the keywords that I think really very important for you to know. So you can also add in your list so many words. If you think that no, this one is more important, okay, you can add it also. So now I'm going to actually give you the idea of this passage. Say the title is A Hospital Window. That means it is about a hospital, and the main characters of this passage is two persons. Two people, they are sharing the same room. Okay, that means they are the roommates. So one is totally one was bedridden, and the patient who was actually bedridden, um, there was another patient who was staying just opposite to the bedridden patient. So every day, I mean, they somehow they came very close to one another, and they shared lots of things. They used to talk about their families, about their child, and about their about many things. I mean, they developed a very close bonding. So every day, the person who was actually staying just beside the window, uh, he used to describe so many things to the bedridden patient, that here is a window, and out of it, I mean, out of this window I can see a lot of things at a time. The birds are chirping, and the boys are playing. There's a beautiful garden, there's a this, there's that, blah blah blah. I mean, so many different things, as if there were actually such a beautiful scenery just out of this window. But and the bedridden person used to hear this, and hearing this description, he used to have the mental satisfaction. Yeah, so he could imagine the things that, yeah, I am seeing this in life. So one day when the doctor, as usual, doctor comes to the comes for a round. So he was on duty. So he found the person who was actually who was actually staying beside the window. He found him dead. So when they took the dead body, the person who was bedridden, he promptly shifted his bed, and now, I mean, he thought that, yeah, as there's a window, so there I can, maybe I can enjoy the view that my friend used to enjoy. So when he transformed and when he transferred his bed, he could see actually nothing but a wall, and nothing but a wall out of this window. Actually, he could not match the things as, I mean, as were described by his friend. He was asking the doctor, I mean, that bedridden person was asking the doctor that, doctor, what is it? My friend told me that there's a lot of things to enjoy, there's a lot of beautiful things, I mean, there's nothing, but I can't see anything. So I mean, what is it? So then the doctor said that, oh, actually maybe your friend just was describing it from his own. Actually, there's nothing exists such. So this is actually all about. And the most shocking thing is that the doctor revealed the person who was staying beside the window actually was a blind person. So if a blind person, I mean, how can a blind person I mean, describe the scenarios when he can't have the sight to see? So actually, why do you, what do you think that why he was doing so? He was actually doing so just to make his friend easy with the situation. Just he wanted to make him feel very lively, so that he can have some self satisfaction, or he can get that strength to live more, to fight with this situation. So that is actually, it was not like that he was enjoying everything, but with his mind side. See, the word mind side means, it means imagination. Through his imagination, he was actually he was viewing a picture, and he was describing this. But the fact is, the best thing about the passage is that, see, no matter what we have, we the human being always constantly, we continuously blame God, that he why God created me, or he didn't give me that, he didn't give me this. So the lesson of this passage is that, be happy with what you are, be satisfied with what you have. See, we are actually lucky enough that we have a lot of people around us, I mean, who look for us, or who actually take care of us. Even we have shelter, but some people don't have that. Some people are not lucky enough to to manage the day-to-day meal, but we are lucky enough to have that. So with your mind's eye, you can go through different places, you can enjoy everything. But the main thing is that you have to be very patient, you have to be satisfied with yourself. If you can't honor yourself, if you can't give if you can't respect yourself, you can never expect expect the same respect from the other persons. So I said, the best thing in you is that you are strong enough to make your life happy, to make your life vibrant, to make yourself lively. So the passage is actually about, see, the previous passage was about a torch bearer, that means who holds the light for society. So here the blind person was actually, though he was lack of sight, though he didn't he couldn't see anything, but somehow he was picturizing something before his bedridden friend. Here he is the torch bearer for the bedridden person. Maybe somehow he helped him out to to grow this interest, to live more, to fight with his inability. So this is actually what we, the human being, also should do this. I mean, sometimes I hear this, Miss, I am really very dissatisfied with this. Why are you dissatisfied? When you have a shelter, you have proper food, you are getting the proper education, you are having the clothes. So I mean, there are so many people who actually are not so blessed as we are. So this is the main thing about this passage. Be the torch bearer, be the person who helps others out. So not to be so selfish. No matter what you don't have, just enjoy the things that you have. Enjoy the life as much as you can. Okay, I mean, the life you have now, it's a dream for another person, it's a dream for someone, you know. So please be entitled to it. Be Stop blaming others, stop blaming your parents, stop blaming your creator. So just think that be yourself, and whatever you have a potential, you have a strength in inner self, that yeah, whatever it is, I can adjust to it, I can go with the flow. So I mean, whenever it comes about acceptance, then you will see everything is going very well, everything is going in a right way. So this is all about today's passage. So be a torchbearer, try to do something for others sake, not to stop thinking about yourself only. And of course, stop blaming others. Be satisfied with what you have and what you will get. So this all for today. For your homework, I would like to give you a small work, and that is on write 15 to 20 lines up in mind's eye. That means how can your imagination can be so, how can your imagination be so strong to see the unseen, to know the unknown. That means the use of your mind's eye, the significance of your mind's eye. Okay, just try to write 15 to 20 lines. No matter if you are wrong, then I am here to correct you. Okay, so that's all for today. We will meet on the next class. Till then, take care.